These sisters were more famous than the Kardashians in the 19th century. Their long hair made them have the world at their feet, but their lives would end very badly because of themselves. The 7 Sutherland women from New York had something that made them known on a large scale: a bushy and very long mane. And of course, they had no idea that this very trait would lead them to ruin. The Sutherland family was very poor, but the patriarch saw a future in his daughters. So he took them to sing in church, where they became known. And soon, the public would focus on other parts of their bodies. At one point, their singing stopped being important, and their hair, which measured 11 meters combined, took all the attention. Then, they decided to seek fame and build an empire. The Sutherland sisters' show, always organized and supervised by Fletcher, their father, consisted of singing a couple of songs, and then they would turn around and let down their hair that reached the ground. And despite the recklessness that would happen afterwards with the sisters, at that time, letting down long hair was the ultimate symbol of femininity, so a male audience meant easy and quick money. After some time performing in circuses, the sisters set up their own show, and boy, did it work for them when it came to money. Although later they would make an unusual boycott against their success, the Sutherland family managed to build an empire, with sales of hair tonics and totally sold-out shows. However, they would all end up in ruin as the 20th century approached, and would be forgotten without a trace. What was the silly mistake of the 7 sisters with eternal hair? It turns out that the business of the Sutherland girls had quite a few dark details behind it. One of them was Fletcher, the girls' father, who, more than seeing a possibility for his daughters to showcase their talent, preferred to take advantage of their hair to display it and make money. Moreover, to maintain these manes, they had to be treated with a product that smelled very bad, which would have negatively impacted the audience's noses. To make matters worse, Fletcher didn't have a good strategy because he didn't consider that the appeal of long hair was just a trend. By the 1920s, it had already been replaced by short hair, tight skirts, and the absence of corsets, which is why the sisters' business stopped making sense. But what buried these girls the most was that they didn't manage their expenses well. At one point, they were truly millionaires and decided to splurge to compensate for the shortcomings in their lives. They bought mansions with imported furniture and huge chandeliers. They had wardrobes full of dresses and very expensive garments. Even their pets lived the life of the rich and famous, eating very fine cuts of meat and chicken, wearing knitted sweaters, and sleeping on silk sheets. This would be the main factor in the downfall of the Sutherland sisters, as they themselves forgot that to get where they got, they had to sacrifice many things, including their own dignity and humility. Remember, always be eager to know more.